So
Yeah,
without Mortal Coils, the Hellfires alone might not be enough to wipe this board, and the Twilight Drakes are weak to Earthshock.
yeah, agreed.
Oh wow, still an amazing start from Ekop again.
Well, there it is. Oh, gets answered though.
Yeah, perfectly answered actually. But the Zombie
Yeah,
Chow is going to be a coil play. Yeah, it allows you to get the card draw. Actually, do you coil this yet, or do you just tap? I feel like you could just tap. Yeah, he does. Okay. Because you don't want to... You'd like to coil on turn 3 when you can tap on top of it.
yeah, exactly.
Or kill a Harvest Golem with Dark Bomb coil. Like, there needs to be more than just a coil. It's something you try to weave in at the end of a play.
Yeah, and with Hellfire in hand, Ekop can afford to not be overreactive with the board because he can have a clear on turn 4 or 5.
But I really like the coin Power Mace play here. If it kills the Chow, lets you keep yours, you can trade up with Zombie Chow later. You keep yours, and you have an answer to Drake if it comes out. I feel like this could allow Alesh to get his tempo going.
What's annoying is that coining the Pilot Shredder could be very nice next turn, because then if you answer the turn 4 with the Earthshock,
So you would say just, you know, play the Flame Tongue Totem and trade here? It's a valid play. It's a valid play. Is that keeping the second charge of Power Mace for that Shredder is just excessively good. And Ekop is drawing pretty dry. He's got an answer to the Zombie Chow, but...
And now this life tap means that he doesn't deal with the Zombie Chow. Like we said earlier, he has Hellfire, so doesn't really care about the zombie, but...
I mean, if he plays Twilight Drake here, this is going to be the biggest tempo loss ever witnessed. Because he knows the Twilight Drakes are semi-dead cards against Ekop.
Yeah.
I mean, against
Shaman.
because Shaman with the Earthshock has a very easy way to deal with them. And now with the, you know, the board that's getting filled up, Ekop is going to have to Hellfire, and I assume.
Yeah, and Hellfiring basically totems and one drop is...
It's not the worst, but let's be honest, there is better than this.
Definitely not a dream play.
Yeah.
Especially since you know that Shaman can refill this board pretty quickly.
You could Antique for health and try to Shadow Flame it if it doesn't get removed, but we know there's a Shredder with a Power Mace play coming up, so...
This is gonna hurt.
Is there any reason not to do it? Yeah.
He's gonna have to Demon Heart this Shredder?
Oh no! Oh goodness, please. You know what? He might. What else, right? What else?
What can he do? Like, okay, he could Hellfire Dark Bomb, but...
Yeah, actually that... No, it's horrible. He can't do that. He has to try to set up the Hellfire. This is too unrealistically bad for him. Oh,
okay,
perfect!
That's something. That's something.
What? Oh, goodness. Okay, well... This is going to be a bit tougher for Alesh, because the Harvest Golem does die to Hellfire unless it's Defender of Argist, which means then Coil makes it completely go away, which wipes his board entirely.
Yeah, unfortunately he can't play both Argus and Golem this turn, because Golem and then Argus, the Golem and the Zombie Chow would be excellent.
Do you just totem again and try to put, like, put him on, force him to Hellfire really low value plays?
Well, you have Hex, right? So you can answer one big minion, and Giants won't come out, so...
Playing passively for one turn feels like, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Ekop's big minions cost a lot of mana. Like Kel'Thuzad and Sneeds, so you can totally Hex them and still get tempo. It's not like against Handlock where they could play 2 Giants in the same turn.
Yeah, okay, so Alesh is going to play his Defender of Argus into that Hellfire. Ekop is going to be able to kill this entire board with a very, very obvious Hellfire Coil play. He can even life tap on the back of it.
Yeah. He might go for Mistress, though, to get a little bit of board control.
Oh yeah, of course, that makes a hell of a lot more sense than life tapping. Yep. I keep forgetting those little girls are 2 mana.
I mean, when you've seen them be 6/5, you forget, but...
Oh, is that a 6 mana card? Wait, a 7 mana card? So, I mean, Alesh doesn't like this because his sudden, the amount of damage he's been able to pack in the early game, the tempo he's managed to gain, has just been completely negated by the heal bot and the zombie chow giving health back to his opponent. And Ekop's got even more healing coming up at the moment.
Yeah, so Alesh is...
He's all in on that Alakir play. It smells like an all in on Alakir.
Yeah, Ekop has Shadow Flame though, and it's not gonna happen.
Ekop is not even close to worried about this.
Yeah, there is no way.
Yeah. Huh. Wouldn't Azure Drake help in this case? You could play BGH and Shadow Flame. But then again, if Azure Drake comes out with his Lightning Storm and this board gets cleaned, that gives Alesh the tempo that he needs again. And you know what? There could be a very surprising Alakir burst. There's one Rock Biter. If Alesh manages to find a second one, things could spiral out of control. I mean, between the Flame Tongue, because if he Lightning Storms here, statistically, we can assume one of the two minions is gonna die. One of the two minions with 3 health, which would allow him to use Flame Tongue Totem to finish off the Mistress of Pain, regardless of what happens there. See, we have a turn that's not that terrible here. It allows him to keep.
Lives, and there's no more Mordecai in Ekop's deck, so this Golem being at 1 doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it gets healed anyway, back with the healing totem, so it's gonna be more than fine. The question is, do you play your Flame Tongue now to kill that Mistress of Pain? Because you give Ekop the ability to answer before you really get damage out. Oh wow.
Well, that was a good call, because there's MC Tech.
Alesh probably knows the list that Ekop's playing, because that was way too good a call. I think he might have studied what Ekop was playing. And Ekop getting a perfect hit with those imps. Alesh has no more.
Just after the storm. Wow.
This might be a case of trying to get as much damage as you can out of Flame Tongue Defender and hoping for another Rockbiter weapon at this point. Then
because
MC Tech.
double Rockbiter is 18 damage, so feels pretty good.
The problem is it's not quite there, and look at those Mistresses of Pain. It doesn't look like much, but you let them live, and he's putting you out of reach pretty quickly. And you can't overextend into MC Tech based on the play you made last turn. That is what you played against.
And also, you know that Ekop runs multiple board clears, so like, you want to contest the board, but at the same time you know that Ekop has multiple answers, like the MC Tech and the Shadow Flame, to multiple minions on your part, so very awkward turn.
Oh, wow. Okay, so is this where you start... Do you have to start trading into those Mistresses of Pain? Before they start just snowballing the health gap?
So you'd Argus the Golem and the...
Oh no, I don't know what I'd do. I'm just trying to think out loud here. I feel like you have to get rid of them. Or you have to go all in on the face. It's just so awkward not to. Alright, he goes all in on the face and hopes that his Alakir is going to be able to lie down next to that Flame Tongue and then proceed to Rock Bite, which is going to give him an amazing amount of burst. But MC Tech and Shadow Flame are going to make short work of this board. There's nothing there that Ekop's afraid of.
I don't understand why Alesh chose to kill a 1-1 with this healing totem. I don't get it. But in any case, this is a terrible turn for him because, like you say, MC Tech Shadow Flame is going to be
Actually,
huge.
If he doesn't steal a taunt... Oh no, Ekop's going to be able to heal off the Mistresses. I was about to say, if he doesn't steal a taunt, then Alakir Rockbiter is lethal. But based on what I'm looking at here, there's no way that this is going to work out.
No, it won't work next turn, and now that Ekop has a complete board control...
Yeah, and Jiraxis even in hand in case the burst comes down too fast.
Yeah.
Those Mistresses of Pain putting way too much work against Shaman. It's incredible.
Yep.
Oh. We saw a Fire Elemental. What's that worth? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think here because really there's... if you kill a Mistress of Pain, the opponent's on 20 health. If you hit face, he just heals up. Like whatever you do, you still end up having to go from. I feel like this might have been the strength of Doomhammer, that you can combine it with double Rock Biter and also add in lightning bolts to weave in for burst, as opposed to have the strike. Alright, finally Alesh taking out one Mistress of Pain. So one Mistress at a time will finally get there, maybe.
Okay,
Sludge
this is game
Gusher,
over.
Siphon Soul.
I mean, Ekop has 14 damage worth of healing, plus Jiraxis, plus a Belcher. There is no way that Alesh ever gets lethal.
I am loving the fact that Mistress of Pain is currently seeing play. We saw Dark Onyx with a very unorthodox Warlock deck a while back that contained it, but nothing like what we have right now. This is an hype, like it heals so much. The amount of healing that Ekop has managed to do in this game is incredible. We used to have a very similar archetype back in Alpha called Heal Lock, which was a kind of a hand lock, but with even more healing. But what did we have back then? Like Voodoo Doctors? Like that just doesn't cut it. So Ekop with Mistresses of Pain making the Warlock, you know, he can afford tapping all day now, and there's no drawback.
Yeah, I really like Ekop's deck. It seems invincible when it's played right.
Yeah, well, what I think is it hinges a lot on getting the zombie chows and the healing early, because if they get tempo and you never find the Mistresses of Pain, or if you don't roll a good implosion when you're trying to remove something, there is a bit of variance, but I feel like the life tap mitigates the variance of the cards that he's playing. You might need your healing, but the amount of cards that you draw makes sure that you're going to get to them, which is the strength of Warlock, really, and we can see it here.
Yeah, and I mean, Ekop didn't always draw perfect starts in all his games with this deck since yesterday. So,
I mean, today he had really two perfect starts.
Yeah.
But I mean, yesterday he had really awkward starts, but life tap made up for it very quickly. And you know, he'd lost a lot of health, but by the time he'd lost a lot of health, he was also perfectly healthy. Because he was able to play anti-heal bots and then Earthling Farseer and then just start healing up on the back of everything.
I would expect to see another concede from Alesh.
Yeah, he knows there's nothing he can really do. I mean, an Earth Shock perhaps, but how much reach do you expect to find at this point, right?
He need Earth Shock and another Rock Biter, but even then, that's only 18, and the Mistress is healing turn after turn, so...
Yeah, and the further the Warlock heals away from your burst, the less likely it is that you can ever do something. So not only does it need to wipe the board of any taunt that might come up, including your Frog, mind you, but you also have to have the Warlock just blank on damage and healing.
I guess you can hope that Ekop gets cocky, plays Jiraxis,
and then you burst him down from there.
Yeah, I mean that's an extremely tiny hope, and I would definitely not expect Ekop to make this this mistake. But when you're in a tournament, you try until you're dead.
Yeah, and I feel like this is a Lightning Storm or bust turn, pretty much. Yeah, Haunted Creeper is not helpful at all. Although, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I'm looking at the Haunted Creeper and thinking, if that had come earlier, that would have been a very meaningful card. It deals with imps very effectively. It would have given health to the Mistresses of Pain, but it's 3 damage in that one body.
Yeah.
So, Ekop will find a lethal here, a very obvious one with Hellfire and Dark Bomb after attacking. That doesn't even need the Dark Bomb, in fact. So that is going to be game here.
Yeah, we're going to go into game 5 between Alesh and Ekop. So Ekop, for the second match in a row, we're going to see someone going from 0-2